Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this image. Welcome to Shadow of the Erdtree, the just recently announced DLC for Elden Ring. Me, that is a Black Knight. I'm just a very small YouTuber, and that doesn't really matter, but okay. And I saw this, and I thought, oh, this looks amazing. It absolutely looks amazing. And they didn't tell us that much more, like anything, like nothing, absolutely nothing. It just gave us this cool looking image. And I thought, okay, let's go and have a little analysis, and theory about this, and have a little bit of fun, and then take a really good look at what we have here. Because I can't wait to play this, even if it is on the very far away horizon, or maybe not, who knows. But anyways, after playing the game through myself 4 times or something, I thought, okay, let's have a good look, have a really good look at this. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And actually, the first things I thought when I saw this is, when is this and where is this? Because if you see this scenery, like this whole place, this is not the lands between as we know them. There's nowhere in the lands between do we have a landscape like this. We don't have wide open fields of gold covered with a lot of tombstones, actually, and little graves and little gates and little small ghost stones. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I guess it's something like, yeah, grave stuff as well. Like a lot of grave stuff everywhere, and a lot of fog as well. And we have something that resembles the Erdtree. I guess it is the Shadow of the Erdtree, because the DLC is called like that. And it is actually covered in another tree, something that at least looks like a tree. And next thing are also those mountains, like this mountain range resembles nothing that we see around the Erdtree. Or if we would say this is the Harlic tree, because the Harlic tree is split, very, not in that way, but in a way as well. It doesn't resemble the Harlic tree as well. Like, the area around the Harlic tree is covered in snow and ice and everything. And yeah, it's actually right at a big cliff close to the sea. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, and those mountains don't resemble the mountains of the giants. So yeah, if this was the Erdtree, where's Leodol? Where's I mean, we would have been this should be then kind of Alt's Plateau, and we don't see Leandal anywhere. And Leandal stretches all around the Erdtree, at least on the side where there are no really high mountains. And I think, yeah, where is this? So this is definitely not the lands between in our timeline, and I think that's the next thing to ask, is when, or if it is not in the future or the past, is this our world or is it a different realm? Because this is what I actually think. But first of all, let's see about this when question. So the thing is, if it is not in our timeline when we play Elden Ring, and it would have to be either in another realm, like I said, or in the past or in the future. And this is where this comes in. Our little friend over here, 2 friends actually, maybe friends, don't know. And this is clearly Torrent, our trusty horsey horse, best horse. The best horse in all the lands between. Maybe only Radahn's horse is more trusty than Torrent, or trusty steed. But okay, and the person on Torrent's back. And at the first look, it looks like this is Marika riding, Queen Marika riding Torrent, because of the hairstyle. But I don't think that this is Marika. And someone I really admire, Varchavida, has pointed this out in his video about the same image. That he doesn't think this is Marika. It wouldn't make a lot of sense. And he thinks it is Mikola. And actually, I think he's absolutely right. Because why what has America to do with Torrent? It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, Torrent sets us more or less on the quest to change the current states of the lands between. And the current state of the lands between, when we play Elden Ring, is actually a stalemate between all the gods and the demigods and everything. And no one is winning anything, and we just go in and change the state. And actually, but that is not what America wants. Throughout the game, we find out that America wants eternal struggle. She wants us to struggle forever. At least this is what Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing, thinks it is. And
if you come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord, what a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne. Queen Marika has high hopes for us, but we continue to struggle to eternity.
If he is right, this is why he turns on us in the end. If he is right, then America would not want anything to change, and this looks very changed. I mean, look at the Erdtree. It's succumbed to some infection. It looks like it's this bleeding golden tree sap stuff, and is halfway covered by another tree who is taken over, kind of. And America would not want this. She wanted, if Gideon is right, she wanted for us to struggle forever, the denizens of the lands between, to be reborn and respawned, and go on and on and on, and struggle to feed the Erdtree. That's what she seemed to want. So I don't think this is America. It doesn't also fit because this person is pretty small, and America is actually America's really tall. Like, she's about Radagon's size, and we see that in the final fight, he is taller than the player. So this person is clearly smaller than the player, or about the same size. So I don't think this is America. I think this is actually Miquella. I think Vatavida is right with his theory, and this makes a lot of sense. I think this makes way more sense. Actually, he might be right about that Miquella is Torrent's former master. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen his video, I put down a little link in the description so you can watch it yourself. It's amazing. He made so much really cool Elden Ring and Souls games, lore videos. It's absolutely amazing, and I love the way he talks. Absolutely, and he's putting a lot of effort and work into that. But okay. let's go on here. This is also why I think we're not in the future or in the past of the lands between. I think we are kind of in a dream world, and that might sound strange, but give me a moment. I'll explain. First of all, Miquella looks like. Actually, he looks as Centrina, the goddess of slumber, the goddess of sleep, of dreams. And we find some stuff about Centrina and even statues and stuff like that, and that looks a lot like Centrina. And Centrina is Miquella. We know that by now. And this stuff here, this fog, reminds a lot on the sleep items, like the sleep pods and stuff that we get in Elden Ring as well. Like, every time we use that, we disperse some sleep fog, sleep whatever. And that makes enemies sleepy, really sleepy. And I think that's actually a good hint about the dream or the spirit world. Maybe it's the spirit world, kind of that. And this could also be where Miquella went when she entered his slumber, and why he is not reawoken by now, because we saw that when we fight Morg, Miquella his arm is kind of getting out of the cocoon, but he's not waking up. We have no interaction whatsoever with Miquella, and nothing is pointing on that he's doing anything. So maybe he went to the spirit world. Because we know there's a spirit world. We even have our own little adventures in the spirit world. One of them is actually to open the way to the Erdtree. We enter through a portal, or like a gateway, a mystical gateway, into the spirit world of the place. And then we have to activate, like, open the path by lighting those little fires, which is really cool. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Miquella is in the spirit world, and this is where our new maybe adversary comes in, I think, into play. And the big hint is here. And this is something that Vachavida has pointed out himself as well. This might be Deathroot. And I think there's another good hint in terms of spirit world or dream world. Because we know that Godwin is in a state of kind of permanent undead. Like, his body is alive, but his spirit is dead. And we enter his dreams through fear. Through fear's sacrifice, we enter his dreams and fight Fortisax. And maybe this is where he is, even if he's unconsciously there. He might be in the spirit world as well, and might be active, and is actually overpowering the Shadow of the Erdtree. And the Shadow of the Erdtree is the spirit world version of the Erdtree. Because in the spirit world, maybe that makes a lot of sense. Like, he changed everything there. This is Fortisax's total conversion in comparison to Lanciax. The corruption that changed him and mingled with his whole being is absolutely crazy. I mean, he has death lightning. It's just amazing, and he does a lot of death stuff. Yeah, so I guess there is a lot of hints. There's a lot of hints pointing at spirit dream world. Also, maybe that's a little bit too much, but those gateways. We use a portal. It looks like a gate. We come out in a different place, and maybe sometimes a different realm. And maybe we can enter the spirit world through gates in the lands between, and then we have to change that as well. Like, we can see here, a storm is coming. Violent change is about to take place in this land that we don't know yet. And I think that could be really fucking cool. Absolutely insane. So cool. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see more of this and to hear more of this. But okay, what do you think about my theory? Do you think you might be right? Have you seen Vachavida's video? It's absolutely amazing. I think he has a lot of really good points. He makes a lot of really good points in his video. It's absolutely amazing. And you can tell me down below in the comments if you want to. And maybe until DLC drops, I can bring a series of Elden Ring myself, of the base game, to my YouTube channel. Maybe we can enjoy that together. Who knows? Who knows? That was asked of me, and I really want to do it. I guess so. We see about that, but we're gonna play the DLC, like, for sure, 100% for sure. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna let you think yourself, or what about what I just said in the last 14 minutes. That's not that long. I think that's fine. And okay, guys. I hope to see you all next time. I wish all of you a good evening, and bye-bye.